The status bar in QGIS. Now, the status bar is that button or that bar below. This is what is referred as the status bar. So we're going to go through it and explore some of the things. So on the status bar below, which is this, the first you're going to see is the coordinates. So the coordinate is X and Y. So if I come into Nigeria, you look at as I take my cursor from here and I move to every part of Nigeria like Lagos, Ogun, Oshun, all of that. As I go through, you see that the coordinate changes. You see, I go to Taraba. Yes, this is how Taraba coordinate is. Can you see? You can see these are the coordinates of Taraba, Adamawa. Yes, these are the coordinates of Adamawa. Let's go to Kaduna State. Yes, these are the coordinates of Kaduna State. Then let's go to Abuja. Yes, so as I move across the length of the country, the coordinate changes. So in the status bar, you find the coordinates. That's where you see the coordinates. And the next is the scale. Now, those of you who are familiar with ArcGIS very well, you realize that ArcGIS have theirs up here. You will see all of these things. But QGIS, their own is below. So the scale, as I moved, if you look at anywhere I zoomed, you see that the scale changes. The scale changes. The scale changes. So if I move, the scale changes. Alright, so if I also come up to this drop down, there are some defined coordinates that if I zoomed, you will see them on those predefined axes. So that's what the scale does. Now the next is the magnifier. Now the magnifier is, let's say you're interested in just viewing a part of, let's say I want to view this local government here. It's called Donga local government in Taraba State. Let's say I want to zoom this local government here. If I want to just see the details of this, so what I need to do is to, once I've selected this, now it will not change the scale no matter how much I zoomed it to. The scale remain where it is. So on the magnifier, it just takes you towards where you're going without changing the scale. So you see the scale is intact. The scale is still not moving. Can you see the scale isn't moving? Only the portion which you are zooming that goes on to doing that. So while you are in magnifier, the scale does not change. So it only allows you to zoom into a place and be able to see it very well. So the next is the rotation. Now I can rotate this Nigeria upside down. So I put 180 here and I enter. You see that Nigeria is turned upside down. Okay, so you can use it to rotate anything. So if I uncheck this, you see that, I click on that X, it will remove everything and return it to 0, 0. The next is the render. Now let me uncheck this render so that you see something. So the moment, it's more like it has rasterized it such that it's becoming pixelized. Can you see it's pixelized? But if I click on the render, you see that everything goes off. If I uncheck the render and I zoom, you will see it pixelates. Alright, so if I check the render, everything comes back. You may not necessarily need to use the pixel, the render tool, the render, but just for you to know exactly what it does and how it affects whatever you're doing. Alright, so the last in this status bar is the EPSG, which is the coordinates. It's where you can change coordinate system. So if if you look through here, these are the existing coordinates that are available. So I've used this one recently, so I'm just going to change it to WGS 1984. All right, so once I do that, I will remove it. So if you look, you see that it's actually on WGS 1984. All right, so this is how you can go about and know the status bar. So go through this video. I'm going to provide data of the data used in this, or you could just use any data available depending on the country of uh, your residence where you are. You can download shapefile from Diva GIS and then follow through in this. But I'm going to leave resources. So go ahead and practice, and thank you for watching.